2014, the Revolution of Dignity in Kyiv resulted in President Viktor Yanukovych fleeing his private residence in the middle of the night. When he did so, he left his residence of Mezhyhirya behind, and once people went onto the property and discovered how he was living, they decided to turn the property into a museum of corruption. So one of the visits I wanted to do while my mom was here, we're gonna go and do a tour of Mezhyhirya. You can get there by train, you can get there by private car, you can do private tour, or you can come down to the river port, which I did in one of my other videos, and you can, the boat just left, hopefully our next boat's coming. You can book a private tour, you can book a tour on one of the ships, and 550 hryvnia, which is about $19 American. It is a 2-hour boat ride up. You actually go through one of the locks onto the Kyiv Sea. 2 hours up there. You have 3 hours on the property to walk around, 2 hours back. It is a total of 7 hours, so it's a full day trip. And then from what I've read online is you have to pay entry into the museum separately once you get there. I will tell you once we get there and pay the entry fee, I'll tell you how much that is. And then I will also post a link in the video if you want to come book one of the riverboat tours. So let's go check out the Museum of Corruption and see Mezhyhirya. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I have to look that up. Made it on the boat, and pretty cool. I'll walk through in just a moment. There's a full bar on the boat. They do not have food, so if you do decide to book one of these longer trips, be sure to bring food with you. Nice day for a river ride, though, all the way up to Mezhyhirya. So like I said, it's a 2 hours up, 3 hours there on the property, and then 2 hours back. So I hope it goes okay. Hope I don't get seasick. Here's the underside of the boat, full bar. Oh, I do see a sign for like a panini, so there are some snacks here. And then the upper deck. 'Just went through the locks of the Dnieper River out to the Kyiv Sea. We're docking on the property here. Two hours upriver, we've arrived in Mezhyhirya. And so what I was filming when we pulled up this thing here, this actually used to be a restaurant that's on the property here. It's not being used currently. So in case you're wondering that's what that was. So a couple of lessons learned while on the ship. They do have some food down at the bar, paninis and things like that. You can bring your own. What they don't have is somebody that speaks English. So they come around to your table and they sell you like excursions or anything on the island. So based on my limited Ukrainian, I've either bought us a golf cart tour of the area or sold us into slavery, so I'm a little apprehensive getting off the ship. We'll see how it goes. News, it looks like I did purchase golf cart tour tickets as opposed to the other fate. So ticket for two for the golf cart tour of the property was 500 hryvnia, so a little over $15. And then when you get off the boat, they're charging you 150 hryvnia a piece for tickets to actually get into the Mezhyhirya, the house, the clubhouse itself. So I'll try to give you little updates on prices as we go. Okay, so we're trying to figure out if we actually have tickets for the golf cart, because that's what I bought. the tickets have a picture of a golf cart on them, but now we're with a group that's walking, so I'm not too happy. Like I said, they should have somebody that speaks English, or at least have that part printed in English. They give you a map of the area with everything in Ukrainian and English, and they only offer 2 different tours, so you would think they would at least explain the difference. But the girl told me, she said electronic machine, and there's a picture of a golf cart on my ticket, so I hope we get a ride soon. Finally got a golf cart after they figured out what group we were with, and we're up by the main house. So this is all on the estate of Mezhyhirya. So this is the lake by one of the main houses, I think, or not lake, pond. They gave us food to feed the fish. Crazy number of tour groups running through here, so they break us all up in little colored bands, and you know, there's different boats that came here, there's buses, so there's just different groups everywhere. I've already seen about 10 different wedding photos or wedding photo shoots taking place, so I think they kind of put us up here by the pond, let us feed the fish while they run one group through part of the tour. And Mom was reading online that this is one of the private bathhouse. You can sit in here and take a bath while you look over the water fountain, or the fountains here. Yeah. It's locked, of course. The chandelier. Read online that the main house on the property was around 140 years old. So one of the things that caused was a big source of contention is that former President Yanukovych was living here on this massive estate, living like basically a leader of a third world country, a dictator, while the rest of the, big majority of the population is living in poverty. The average salary in Ukraine is $300 to $400 US, and that's because the city of Kyiv itself brings the national average up. There are some pensioners that live out in the villages on equivalent of about $60 a month, and then you have this guy living here, like I said, like a dictator or a king of a third world country. So it angered a lot of people, and that's why they decided to keep their property open instead of letting the government take it back over and doing something with it. They wanted to keep it open as a museum of corruption. So the golf cart dropped us off on the property with part of the tour group. We were kind of mixed in with some other tour groups by color. As soon as we got here, the entire group fractured and walked off in their own directions, and nobody said anything to us. So at this point, we're on the main property walking around, and all I know is we need to be back at the boat before 5 o'clock when it leaves. So a little discombobulated, disoriented, and nobody really knows what's going on, and we just got turned loose. Main house. So the Mezhyhirya is the name of the actual whole estate. Before I came here, I thought that was actually the name of the house itself, but it's the name of the estate. Oh, looky here. Hot dog, panini, mojito, fresh what? I don't know. Maybe it's fresh juice or something. So the property has its own petting zoo, golf course, horse stable, lock, restaurant, helicopter pad, because that's what he escaped on. And I'm trying to think of what else. That's funny, they actually put the Insurgent Army banderas, the Insurgent Army flag on top. That's property claimed. So I guess you have to book a tour when you first come in. They don't tell you that. And so you have to do a private tour only to get in the actual house, which we haven't done. Maybe we'll look at doing that. But there's a little around the back side of the house here. I think the count of wedding photos up to about 20 now. Everywhere I look, somebody else is doing a wedding photo shoot. I like the columns here. What are you talking about? Hey look, a wedding shoot. Imagine that, wedding photo shoot. Wow, nice balcony. view off the back balcony. Notice a lot of the wood, they're having to redo the finish on it because it's weathered. So we made it out here, walked around, and Mom had to have a hot dog. So that's about as far as we got so far. So now we're trying to find, there's an atrium out here, there's a dog training kennel, there is a petting zoo. So we're kind of walking around the property. No idea where our tour group is, no idea where we catch the golf cart back to the boat. So that's our main concern right now. This is what I think is a greenhouse here.
Не, я говорю, ну если ложанулись, а посадите нас в машину, завезите.
So it's actually a cafe down here.
Если ложанулись.
I read online that President Yanukovych rented this estate for about $40 a month. Not too bad, huh? Especially got your own cafes on the estate. So the tower I just showed you went down the stairs. It's a little cafe. This is a view from the deck from the back of the cafe. We're looking. This is the Kyiv Sea we came into after we went through the lock. Ukrainian bull. He does not sound happy.
Косулі.
Красиво. На олень похоже. Воно і олень.
А ти не все заховав, чухається.
Здоровий, слухайте, це що, козака?
Needs to be castrated too.
Mountain sheep.
Black Phillip. It's been 3 days since we've seen our tour group. Mom's eating 45 hot dogs in this amount of time. We hope we're on the backside going the right way. We just went through the zoo, which wasn't much to it. We're going to pass by the deer corral. I've seen videos and photos, people feeding deer by hand. I'm excited because there's a squirrel over here. See if I can get him to come to me. They're like little mini deer. These aren't deer. These aren't deer.
Это кто? Мама, это кто? Да, олень. Олень.
Yesterday we got a friend in Kyiv.
Don't know if you can see that deer. It's pretty small. So I don't know if you can see it walking back there along the fence line. Okay, we made it back to the ship with about 20 minutes to spare, so a couple of lessons learned. Number one, don't sit at the back of the boat when they're idling. Or have a gas mask. Number two, if you're going to take one of these cruises, the excursions to go offline, they only take cash. Number three, there are cafes and places to eat all over the property here. Number four, bring a translator. Number five, be aware the tours they give on the boats and stuff here, the tour guides, they don't speak English, so it's a great way to get here. But if you go to the I guess the sports house, the sports complex, whatever they called it, wherever they drop you off on the main property, you go in there, you might be able to book an English translator tour there. I'll think of a couple more things, but I'm about to choke, so I'll be back. So we are in the lock, and the water is going down, as you can see by the water line on the wall there. See, we dropped quite a ways down already. Are they putting blankets on? It's like 80 degrees out and they're putting blankets on. Holy crap. Back on Riverport. Saturday night. Okay, that was it. So we made it back to Riverport. Mom and I go grab some dinner. So some lessons learned, some pretty cool things. Some things didn't go so great with the trip, but like I said, lessons learned. That was my first trip to Mezhyhirya. Next time I go, I will probably go by private tour, bus or something, and do a tour of the actual inside of the house, where he has gold toilets, so I have to get some camera shots of that. So go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.